Hey everybody, so I'm back with a new format here. This is going to be a new series. I'm using a spread that is meant to be worked during a whole year. We're going to be choosing 12 energies, well 13 really, but 12 energies from the major arcana that we're going to be diving into per month, actually per astrological season. This is, in a way, it works as kind of a learning process for tarot, and it's also aimed towards understanding the energy of one specific card, one of the archetypes in the major arcana. I chose the Star card. The Star card is about healing, hope, and one of the main things that I specifically want to focus on, which is authenticity. The Star, as some of you may know, is the card that follows the Tower and the Fool's journey, and the journey of the Tarot, the process of the Tarot. The Tower is the card where everything crumbles down. Is about stripping yourself, basically, from all the layers of structure and expectation and a lot of things that we have actually built, thinking that it is what we need, what we want. And the purpose of the Tower is actually to strip us down from all of that and help us realize what we actually are, who we actually are, and what we are actually aligned with. And that's when the Star card comes in. That pure naked self, to say it somehow, is shown to us in the Star card. The Star also shows us our connection to our higher self, to our purest form of divine energy. So that's why I chose that card. So the way this works is we select 12 cards. I already did that process. I'm going to show you a time lapse for that. I already chose those cards. So we chose 12 specific cards closed. The very first one that popped up for Aries season, which I realized we're already on the half of, but I honestly had to digest everything that's been going on in the transition between Pisces season and Aries season, which for me happened in my 8th house. So it's been pretty heavy, actually. I needed a little time for that. So the card that popped for Aries season was the Temperance, which is telling me that that's how we are, to the attitude that we need to have towards ourselves. I already also pulled the cards for how we are supposed to be walking this Aries season. I'm sorry if this seems a little rushed. I was actually thinking that I probably should do a whole different draw of cards for the English version of my readings. But to be honest, that would mean that I would have to follow 3 different processes of this, because I actually have one of this for my personal life. And that's just a little too long. So I decided to use just the same spread for both my Spanish and English versions, which means Spanish and English collectives. And well, that's just the way it's going to be. It's going to be, I'm basically going to be guiding the same process in both languages. So let's just go and see what the cards are going to be for the whole year. I'm actually, between today and tomorrow, I'm going to record specific videos understanding how this month Aries season is connected to the Temperance card and how that process may actually follow. And I guess that is it. Let's go on and see how it works. All right. Okay, so as you saw in the time lapse, actually the Temperance card just popped right out. Something very Aries, always in a rush, always wanting to get there first. So, well, as you can see, what we have is Temperance for Aries, the Lovers for Taurus, the Hermit for Gemini, the World for Cancer, the Chariot for Leo, the Hanged Man for Virgo, the Magician for Libra, the High Priestess for Scorpio, the Death card for Sagittarius, the Tower for Capricorn, the Sun for Aquarius, and the Hierophant for Pisces. All of those are, I mean, the way we are going to understand how those two respective energies mix, meaning the archetype with the astrological season, is the way that how this whole long year path is going to get us to understand and integrate the energy of the star card in the sense of our most unique and authentic self. Sorry, I needed a little bit of a sip of water. So, this is how this process is going to be. This is our path to the star, and I hope you're willing to join me in this process. I already see a couple of things that are very, very significant for me. For example, the World card in Cancer. Cancer is the summer solstice, is the beginning of summer. And this tells me that there is something that we need to complete by then. Of course, it's going to be different for everyone, but this is about understanding where in our lives or in ourselves we already are whole. We already are not just enough, but we are complete. Another example is, I find it very funny that we have the Tower for Capricorn season, because Capricorn is the builder, and the Tower card is about build structures that crumble. So I always say that when we have the chance to see the Tower coming from the distance, well, we kind of have a chance to start, deconstructing it, taking block by block, little by little, slowly down, so that it doesn't have to be sudden, disastrous kind of thing. So we have half of the year. We have actually 9 months to get there, and well, 8.5 maybe, before we reach that point, and hopefully it doesn't have to be a sudden, drastic thing. All right. So anyway, let's see how these energies are going to be working. I'm going to leave it here, and let's see how it works for Aries season specifically. So the way this spread works is we have our yearly energy, well, the energy we're working on during the year. Then we have the card for the specific season, which is Aries. And well, we have the next season in here, so that we keep a full view of how this cycle is going to be working. Eventually, when we move into the next season, it will be Taurus with Lovers. We're going to have the last card here, and the next one over here, which will be... damn, I just forgot. The Hermit. So that's what it's going to be looking like for Taurus season. But okay, so right now, these are the 3 cards that we pulled for Aries season. So this tells us that for Aries season, we're going to be coming out of a lack mentality or an actual period of lack. Maybe we felt short of resources, maybe we actually had the money, but we didn't have the connections to be able to use those resources. So all of that is getting, we're moving away from that, or all of that is getting actually, what is the word I'm looking for? Unblocked, maybe? But the point is, right now we need to sit down and have a plan to analyze how we're going to proceed with that. Why? Because things are going to be coming along, and we need to be sure that we're going to be investing or connecting, associating with the energy that is actually going to be useful for us. So the 4 of Cups is normally interpreted as the chance to miss a valuable opportunity. In this case, I'm getting both readings. On the one hand, we need to be aware of what we want. We need to have a plan so that on the one hand, we don't lose an important opportunity. And on the other hand, we don't get connected with something that is not going to be the best way for us to proceed, which is why we need to sit down and analyze things. All right? Because if we're still operating from a lack mentality, we're not going to be making our best choice in the end. The key in here is that it is something that we're going to be resonating with very clearly, because this is Cups, this is emotional, all right? But that is why we need to sit down and do the work of making a plan of action, having a clear idea of what we want and what we need. Again, this is all about aligning with our best self, our most authentic self. So the Temperance card in Aries is telling us, sit within the eye of the storm. Aries is fire, is impulsive, is drastic, is reactive. So the Temperance card is telling us, hold your horses, take your time to think, don't react. All right? Make sure that whatever it is that you align with, whatever the weather brings along, is aligned with your best self, with your most authentic self. All right? All right? I'm going to leave it up to here. Thank you very much for your time, and see you soon.